You can really taste the maple.
You do know that Riverdale was founded with maple syrup industry.
Here in Riverdale?
Dilton Doily plays with guns.
Big one, Betty.
Sardonic humor is just my way of relating to the world.
Everyone knows how much I loved my brother.
Exactly.
If we go in there with the entire Scooby Gang, forget it. We're compromised.
War is hell, Jack.
No, Archie. Hell is other people.
Out of the four of us, only you and Archie haven't kissed.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna go get a Becky. Do you want anything?
A glass of milk would be great.
Alice?
Is it true what they say about men who've just been released from prison, FP?
The Coopers are one of the most respected families in Riverdale.
Take your male gaze and your male privilege and get out of the women's locker room.
Happy birthday, dear Chuckhead.
Last night was
A PG-13 grope session?
Color me shocked. Archie Andrews, is that why you became a mediocre musician overnight?
I'm not interested in being anybody's rebound. Besides, I'm more into girls anyways.
And all this time I thought you were a lover, not a fighter.
both. I've got layers.
And it'll be a cold day in hell before a snake lets a pig tell him what to do.
How ironic. He's now a pig.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Sheriff Jones laying down the law in Riverdale. Welcome back, twist. Everybody.
Let's stop there. That was great.
I think we're done.
My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
And we mentioned at the end of the last episode, you might be like, what? 2 Riverdales in a row? Is this all these guys talk about?
Yes.
And the answer is yes. Of course it is. So we had 2 episodes to talk about, and we broke them down into smaller episodes. So we would like your opinion. Do you prefer that? Do you prefer we go longer stretches? Would you rather we wait a month and do like a 4-hour Riverdale podcast where we catch up on them?
I don't know
all
if I
at
can
once?
handle that.
If the people want it, we got to provide it.
Ooh.
They're going to say, just talk about Big Brother. More fake Big Brother seasons.
So as often is the case, if literally anyone has an opinion, we will follow it blindly.
That's true.
That's neat.
So we're back with 1 episode of Riverdale to talk about. We're going to keep this short and sweet.
Look for us on Bumble.
Vancouver or bust, baby. We are back with Chapter 46, the 11th episode of Season 3, The Red Dahlia.
Oh, very creepy Riverdale.
Noir.
What's a safe, decent, innocent place? Now it's Noir Town.
Noir Town.
Which, that's a cool name. Noir Town. Better than Riverdale. Better than Eldervale.
Better than Pop Culture Podcast.
Filled with dames to kill for. And more mobsters than a Scorsese retrospective at the Bijou.
That's a mouthful.
Oh, man. That Jughead can type a yarn, let me tell you.
And the guy has a laptop. I've seen it.
Yeah. Well, it's not as cool as clickety-clack.
Why is he on an old-timey typewriter? I feel like he's trying too hard.
Oh, so... Pig, snake, we don't know. FP, it's down in the bunker, grilling the serpents about Tallboy. Guy's 6'5". What happened to him? Telling me you put him on a bus?
No, we greased him up and shoved him under the bed.
He's under you right now, Dad. Which was pretty cool.
And, okay. This whole episode
already we just started and we're already like
exasperating son.
The whole
first of all,
the whole episode I'm thinking, doesn't anybody smell him?
That's what I thought.
We have a dead body.
Complain about how hot it is.
Never let a pig smell a body in a tiny bunker.
He's like, I'll pretend that I believe you idiots for now.
Which, to his credit, he knows there's something up.
Right. But Tallboy wasn't the only fresh corpse in Noir Town that FB had to handle. Claudius Blossom had taken the big sleep. I love all these.
This one was reference heavy, so strap in.
Girlfriend, Betty Cooper, had murder on the brain. Oh, Claudius Blossom's death is a suicide, according to the Lodge Ledger. like they don't have an agenda. But he seemed to have ingested cyanide, a gift from his former partner in crime, Penelope, we're guessing, because she likes poison. Subtle, elegant. Anyway, who else died by suicide near Penelope? Says Hal to Betty.
Oh, let's make a list.
Old Clifford.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wanted to point out. I told you guys I watched Rosemary's Baby this past week, and they had tannis root, and I was like, aha! I'd seen that movie a million years ago, but I did not realize that's where they got the whole tannis root thing, was from that. Tannis, anyone? Watch Rosemary's Baby. Great movie. But Clifford hung himself.
Yeah, Betty... For being she sniffs out clues and figures this stuff out. She's like, what are you talking about, Dad? Like, she does not buy this for some reason.
Yeah. She gives him one of her looks. But Penelope and Cheryl were there for that hanging. So she's kind of a little skeptical of any Blossoms. If there's a witness, it's not a perfect murder.
What's going on, son? Is he break up with Veronica?
No, Dad, it's not. I've been thinking. Maybe college isn't for me.
Maybe college isn't for Archie, he says. Maybe he could try working with you, Dad. Mm-hmm. Well, get your butt in gear, because we're going to work right now. Let's go. This won't take long. We'll break you of this, boy.
Maybe I can try working with you in the construction company again.
Well, there's no shame in hard work, son, but where's this coming from?
After the crap I've seen these last few months, I just want to get out of my head. Work with my hands. Try to make peace with things.
Well, if you're serious about it, you better get your butt in gear. Shift starts in about an hour.
There's one thing he knew for sure is he's angry, and he starts busting rocks with the sledgehammer. Old Vic, it's meal break time, boys.
It's a union job.
Right. You need to take your mandatory break.
Which is funny. I just finished the first season of Punisher, and that's what he's doing. He's working
Same
construction and breaking rocks in the hot zone.
Yep.
I fought Hiram and Hiram won.
That's about right. Usual. Archie don't need a break. Well, Vic's got him by 100 pounds. He says, listen, boy, you don't want to do this.
The only thing Archie knew for sure is he was angry. Hitting things made it better.
Meal break, boys. Andrews, this is a union crew. You need to take your mandatory break. Stop working. When I say stop, you stop.
Back off. I don't need a break.
You don't want to do this, kid. I got you by about 100 pounds.
Nope. Archie has to shove him around. Well, I don't care if you are friends.
Archie, come on.
What have you become?
This is your dad's place of work.
First day.
And he's thrown... Ugh, I hate Archie so bad.
I do not like Archie. Any Archie fans out there, you can just go to hell.
That was my first note here. Capital N-O-T. Archie not fixed by his psychodrama. Bears, cells, fight clubs. None of it has fixed his problem.
That's right. So he shoves the guy again. The Sharks were closing in on the mobster's daughter.
And it's not even like you expect angst in a teen show. You expect it to be dark and brooding, but he's just obnoxious.
Yeah.
And not even in an entertaining way or a compelling way. Like, oh, I hope Archie gets better. Like, I don't care about Archie anymore.
Right.
He's
show him.
He's
unless he's
grates
getting
on my
attacked
nerves.
by an animal. I don't want to know.
Yeah, he needs to be like kicked by a mule or something has to happen to get me back on board.
I want to see the punching bag punch back. Elio.
It's filled with squirrels that just swarm over.
Elio.
Hiram filled my punching bag with squirrels.
That would be awesome.
Mark that date. What's today's date? Mark that down.
Yeah,
This is the finger.
He gets bit by the punching bag. You called it. The same day, just earlier. Ilio's made a grand gesture. He got some flowers when Diamond's our girl's best friend because Ronnie can't just take.
And Veronica's not much better than Archie.
No.
If it wasn't for Archie, she'd be on the bottom of my list too. She makes the dumbest decisions and is just ugh.
She paraphrases Samuel Clemens though here. Reports of her dad's death have been greatly exaggerated.
And as a literary major,
yes,
I can
you
tell
know all
you
about that.
Samuel
Yes,
Clemens. Not many people know this fact about Samuel Clemens. He went by the pen name Edgar Allan Poe.
Wax off. Okay. Elio offers her some friendly advice. Jobs like that on your father, it's very rare they go unfinished, so pretty much guess he's gonna die. Well, a hell of a good-looking thing was about to walk into Jughead's noir clickety-clack office now. He's doing the Humphrey Bogart thing.
Yeah, he should have been smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Doing something.
In comes Bacall. It's Veronica. She's got a job for you, Jones.
Doesn't he say like nice hat or something?
Nice hat, Bacall.
She's got her old-timey hat on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we all had our problems. The town was drowning in them, and a hell of a good-looking one was about to walk through my door.
Nice hat. Call.
I've got a job for you, Jones. I want you to find out who shot my father.
Says, I want you to find out who shot my father. You want to see your old man? I want to see your old man kick the maple barrel. No offense.
You'll get the other half and you give me their name.
It is a big job. I think half the people in this town want to see your old man kick the maple barrel. No offense.
None taken. I'll give you your first suspect. My mother.
I wonder if you wonder.
Oh man, if you guys want to hear the perfect noir scene, look for it in our archives. Me and Coach Mayer act out a scene from the noir classic Double Indemnity.
I never knew murder could smell like tennis root.
Where he plays Fred McMurray and I am Barbara Stanwyck. It is in the archives, I swear to you.
Click on the trigger.
Comedians beneath you that enjoy the rabble. Give them their bread in circuses. For I shall be at Ka-Pow Theater.
And that's it.
That one time we did it.
We will do it again. I'll look for a new scene. We'll have Coach Mayer back. Surprise him with it. It'll be a surprise because he doesn't probably listen to this. So a few weeks ago, she heard her parents arguing.
It was right before the quarantine, after I had my seizure.
Who are we talking about?
Bacall.
Right.
And she says, and it goes into black and white. And she's back. Her mother was berating her father. She's in her cheerleading outfit. This is way back. She's a big girl.
Recovering from the
seizure.
Seizure, yeah, you got it. Well, consider him.
And Little Seizure is a pretty famous noir.
Oh, Little Seizure. Jot it down. I knew you want to write it down. Like, that's going to be the title.
Yeah, you dirty rat. Yeah. I'm Little Seizure.
Pops.
That was a great. Yep. James Cagney.
So, wow, you threw me off. Hermione was on the phone with Hiram when he was shot. And she was picking up lunch at Pop's, so she couldn't have done it. She was mad at him because she had caught him having an affair, she says. So she had Sheriff Minetta follow him. This is the guy that supposedly had his head cut off.
Yeah, we know he's dead.
He's dead at this point.
For a while.
Right. We've always thought there was some sketch about his head being cut off. This was before he got butchered. Now I don't know who she is, but when we look at the picture, it's clearly Mark Consuelos' wife in real life.
Kelly
Live with Regis and Kelly.
Regis Kelly.
It's Regis and Kelly.
It hasn't been Regis for a while. He's been gone for a while.
I can say whatever I want. You're just supposed to agree with me.
He was like 3 hosts ago.
It's Live with Regis and Kelly. We were going to do one job on her. Jordan and I discussed earlier. We were going to say episode 1000 and whatever of her Live with Regis and Kelly. And he commented how on she was that day.
That was her topic.
He was meeting her regularly at the 5 seasons. Maybe she was the one that was mad. Maybe she's the one that.
Are these like old? She has like photographs of her. Is it?
Yeah,
okay,
she's showing Jughead.
Like any more movie,
she is showing Jughead.
The other woman,
just like any mayor would do to random kids that walk into her office and grill her about a murder, because he totally has the upper hand as the child. He could come in and say whatever he wants, and she has to give him evidence before he will leave.
Yeah, there's several moments like that this episode that are like people making deals, and like this is probably the first of the bunch of like, you know my secret and I know your secret, and they're just all weird.
Yeah.
So this is where we start. This is ground zero.
Well, guess what? Archie's trying to go to work. He thinks he's going back to work the next day after he shoved Vic around.
That's not on his
happen. Crew. No. Senior Archie is not having it. Throws down his poncho. And he says, you want to explain to me I found this in your bedroom? And it's liquor. It's the liquor that was in the drawer. It's like, and he does point out, which I thought, aha! This is a big deal. But then I thought, he does have a point. Lots of kids drink in high school.
Yeah, that's the most normal thing he's done to rebel.
Especially when you're like 30 in high school.
He does not have to go to Canada.
He's like...
He would get served at anybody.
But it's something about, drinking alone in your room with your punching bag full of squirrels.
The mop in the corner.
The mop,
Just talking to the mop.
Yeah, talking to the mop. Oh, gotta go way back in the archives. But, he's like, as he leaves, he's like, you better shape up! Because I need you now. Okay, the best scene of the episode. It's the funeral for Claudius Blossom.
We are gathered today to mourn the passing of one of our own. Betty. Sweet, darling Betty, you've come to pay your respects.
Well, Uncle Claudius was family.
We finally get some Cheryl out of the past 2 episodes. This is our only taste of Cheryl, and she has a great line.
Betty shows up.
Betty shows up, and Penelope says, "Sweet, darling Betty." Well, she showed up because Uncle Claudius is family, Mm-hmm. She wants to remind us, the viewers, that she is a cousin.
Right.
And
Nana Rose in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're getting there. And Cheryl says,
mourn with us, cousin.
Mourn with us, cousin.
Great delivery.
I was like, okay, finally, I don't mind taking 10,000 screenshots because this was worth it. Mourn with us, cousin. Claudius was never welcome to Riverdale's bosom. More bosom talk, I always say.
Tragically, this ungrateful town never welcomed Claudius to its bosom.
And she had her spider pin. Mm-hmm. Wasn't like a different color or something. It wasn't her normal red spider. It was like white or something.
Who?
Cheryl.
Mm-hmm. Let me get back there.
Her brooch.
I'll have to look. I don't know.
It's iconic and beyond reproach.
I guess.
I believe that is why he committed the most cardinal of sins. Taking his own life. Crocodile tears.
You know what's iconic and beyond reproach? Nana Rose's one good eye. As she turns to Betty and says, crocodile tears.
That was my favorite. She freaked me out with that eye.
Shit, the squirrels got to it.
Oh man,
that milky white eye just freaked me out.
Yeah, that's the glaucoma. Got the glaucoma. Yeah, I see the spider now. It's like a white.
They keep talking about all these
spider.
these Riverdale spin-offs that they're coming out with, and
they're coming out with spin-offs.
Well, there's Sabrina.
Oh well,
and this Katie Keene thing that they're talking about doing now.
Yeah, what's that?
Spin-off of Riverdale.
Yeah.
Oh really?
And the one, but they're ignoring the one we really want. The Blossoms.
Yeah, just the Blossom show. All Blossom all the time.
Yeah, I want like a Nana Rose like retro show of her in high school in like the 50s.
But she's played by Madeline Petch.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Black and white, Madeline
gold,
Petch,
Jerry.
Tony
Gold.
Topaz.
A young Pops.
Yeah, a young Pops. Yes. Played by Mahershala Ali. Oh man. So, what are you really doing here? Says Spider Cheryl. Well, everybody's dying by poisoning. I thought maybe that.
Just here to accuse you of murder, no biggie.
My father hung himself, Jordan. And he put a rope around his neck, kicked a maple barrel out from under himself. What's the problem? TT says. Betty was being a gnat as usual, TT. Okay, back at the bunker.
Is that's it for Cheryl, right?
That's it. It's only Cheryl got out of 2 episodes.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, really. Do you feel like I want to cover this right now. Do you feel like there was that much important stuff in these 2 episodes that we couldn't have had 50% more freaking Cheryl? We could have had Cheryl in every scene. Lazy, I think. They've kicked the maple bucket. I think so. They've jumped the maple shark. Okay, so Sweet Pea and Fangs brought Jughead back. They're constantly dragging him down into the bunker.
I want to spin off of those 2 getting into adventures.
It has to reek in there. It has to reek. Tall Boy is still there.
Oh.
Sweet Pea, thanks. Why'd you guys bring me down here? You know I'm on a case.
Yeah, I heard the Gargoyle Gang is riled up. They're looking for Tall Boy, and as long as his body's down here, it's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, well, it's too hot to move him right now. Hey, let's not lose our heads, okay? Fangs, I need you to stay here with Tall Boy, and I need you to lock this place up. I'm serious. Sweet Pea, you need to tail someone for me.
Well, the Gargoyle Gang is riled up. They're looking for Tall Boy. As long as his body's down here, well, it's too hot to move him, Jughead says. Well, just think. It's gotta be hot in that bunker. Don't lose your heads like Minetta. Sweet Pea, you need to tail someone for me. So meanwhile, I thought this was a good use of Nico and Leo. Is that now Veronica is in charge of Nico and Leo, which are now off parking lot duty, where previously they were keeping track of how busy Le Bon Nuit was.
Yeah, I feel like all this Cheryl talk, without any Cheryl, we could add in more time for these 2.
Yeah,
they're wasting them as well.
Yeah. We're getting too much Veronica and not enough Cheryl is what we're getting. I'd rather have Cheryl in charge of them.
Capos, we hardly knew thee.
Yeah, they're gone. She fires them. So, because they're telling her to align with.
Just quote Shakespeare.
You're questioning that. He's like, wait a minute. I should probably point out that I know that might have been Shakespeare.
I'm not 100%. But there's a strong possibility.
Oh.
Let me go to my research.
For shame. For shame. Okay, first off, I don't know whether it's Nico or Leo, but one of them says that he took a bullet 2 inches from his heart. Where is his heart? It was like in his gut. It looked like he got shot.
Yeah, it was like,
I don't
like
even
it looked
remember.
like solar plexus, like right in the middle of his.
I don't know. It was pretty low. All I know is I don't need mob-splained.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what You're fired. Due respect. So we lost a couple capos.
Yeah, but we're about to gain something.
Oh,
more important.
we're gaining 2 sweet ass Ka-Pows right now. We have Reggie,
of course,
and then the number 1 is he. Are you looking up Shakespeare? Don't you have a book for that, or are you doing that on your phone? I'm calling you out right now.
It's a traditional Irish folk song. Johnny, I hardly knew ye.
Whatever. That's got to be from something other than
sung
that.
to the tune of When Johnny Comes Marching Home.
Oh, whatever. I have a whole song for my next RPG session set to the tune of Johnny Comes Marching Home. I really do. It's right there. It's like
When Clifford comes marching back.
I've got no, but they're not listening to this. Yeah, I've got the whole group.
Who is?
Yeah. The whole group is going into a tavern, and they think they're these heroes, and some guy's going to sing a whole song about how they're the butchers of Pharrell. They're these terrible people. It's going to list everything they've done in a terrible way. I can't wait to sing it. You'll wish you were there. So anyway, we got
premium content for the patrons out there.
That's right. We got Smithers.
Ka-Pow.
Yes.
I thought, we've killed off enough people. We can add it. We can bring back some characters.
I'm much happier with Smithers.
I forgot how much I miss Smithers.
Yep. Yeah, and we got Reggie, her jacked jack of all trades. That's what her words, not mine. Might have been Shakespeare. Wanted to say that right as you tried to take a drink. There was a moment when back in the trenches their numbers were great.
I gaze upon the jacked torso.
Smithers is trying to explain to her they used to prop their helmets up on bayonets and gives her an idea.
In which war would this be?
This was the war.
Civil War.
The war. It's the Maple War. It's the Maple Wars of Sweetwater.
War of 1812. And those Canadians came down across the border on US 81.
So they're
brother against brother.
They're looking for
Blossom against Blossom.
the blonde bombshell that Hiram's been sleeping with, so they don't have a room number. Well, guess what?
Oh, Lord.
Kelly Ripa's a wonderful person.
But is she a blonde
I don't know
bombshell?
that I'd use the term bombshell.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, she left, or is leaving live with Kelly and...
That's the real news. Let's go on with that. What's
whoever to be on Riverdale.
Oh, she's not even on that show anymore just for this?
That's what I heard.
Everyone should leave every job to come work on Riverdale.
Yeah, what's Michael Strahan going to do? So who's he with?
It's not Michael Strahan.
I don't know.
He said that was 3 hosts ago.
I am so proud to not know.
It's the guy from American Idol now.
Oh, Ryan Seacrest.
Yes.
So who's going to be with Ryan Seacrest?
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring Regis back.
That would be an awesome pairing. I don't.
I've been dead for 4 years. Nobody knew it. But I'm back, just like Tallboy.
So
you never saw my body.
As they bust into the room.
That's a horrible Regis.
I didn't want to point it out. But if you're going to bring it
that's subpar Regis.
Yeah. I was planning on...
Everyone can do a Regis
I was
impression.
planning on Coach Bear and I doing a reading of a Regis Kelly. And I'm guarantee he can do a better Regis than that. So there's some sultry French pop music playing as they enter the room, according to my subtitles on my screen.
In Le Bon Nuit?
No, in the hotel room. In the
hotel?
Yes.
Now, apparently, there's a not-so-secret sex club in Riverdale.
So, there's a not-so-secret sex club in Riverdale. Excusez-moi. And this is the best. There's some guy getting fed grapes, and he bolts out of there so fast. I had to go back 10 times to get a screenshot of his face because he runs out of there so fast.
And I hope he shows up like 3 seasons later as some important
he's
character.
like eating bananas. He takes off, and now this chick is talking about the Maple Club.
Excuse me. What is this place?
It's the Maple Club. A safe place, as long as you know the safe word.
It's a safe place as long as you know the safe word. I felt like that's a great slogan. Ka-Pow's a safe place as long as you know the safe word. I don't know if we found out what the safe word was.
Nope.
Have you seen this woman? She ever come in here?
You just scared off one of my clients.
Then we get a better look at the picture of Kelly Ripa. She doesn't work here, but we've seen her around. Try room 311.
She doesn't work here, but I see her around. Try room 311.
Laura, why did Mr. Arkwright live in such a rush?
Then comes Penelope. So
What are you two doing here? You know this is a private club. Get out.
You mean a brothel?
By the way, does the new sheriff know that there's a red light district in Riverdale?
My time is costly, children, so what do you want?
I knew you were an escort, Auntie, but now you're exploiting other women.
These women aren't victims, Betty. At the Maple Club, it is the men who suffer. We specialize in domination. And these ladies are making enough to start new lives.
Oh, please, you are only helping yourself.
And why shouldn't I? No one else ever has. When I was 8 years old, I was plucked from the Sisters of Quiet Mercy by the Blossom family.
Is that why you poisoned the sisters? Because they sold you to the Blossoms?
I didn't kill those nuns in any way.
she starts talking about how she was plucked from the Sisters of Quiet Mercy by the Blossom family. Did we know that? Exactly. Yeah. And Betty's like, well, is that why you poisoned the sisters? She didn't kill those nuns. It was the so-called Monsignor who sold her, not the sisters.
She says Monsignor really weird.
Yeah.
It was the so-called Monsignor who sold me.
That's what I thought. But
like she'd never heard that word before?
Yeah. Like she was doing her first reading of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I grew up with Monsignors, you know. So,
Yeah,
but
like,
I felt like when I heard it, I was like, she didn't say that right. Fine. This is a great quote. Betty says, fine. You didn't kill fake nuns. And Penelope's the madam of a kink club. Yeah, her sob story doesn't change the fact she's a stone cold murderer. And then Betty gets a call, and guess who it is?
Regis.
Dr. Curdle Jr.
It's her one phone call from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We've got Betty on the line.
Meanwhile, just Josie.
I gotta stop doing my verbal
Are you gonna pick someone out of the crowd? Give them a prize there. Just Josie's singing. Sooner or later, you're gonna be mine. You're gonna be fine. And Archie is slinging back shots. Reggie's the bartender, of course, because he's like 17 years old, and this is a speakeasy.
I'm a paying customer, Reggie. I'll leave when I'm ready to leave.
Dude, Veronica's dealing with enough crap. She doesn't need you making a scene.
Can I get another bartender?
Toby has to slam Archie down the bar because he doesn't want to take a cab.
It's okay.
And Josie carries him apparently all the way home and puts him in his
That's
bathroom.
impossible.
She weighs like 75
She's
pounds.
half his size.
Just Josie could not do that. She would need all the pussycats. She carries him home and puts him in his shower and turns the shower on.
Also gratifying.
Can't tell Veronica about this.
Listen up, Andrews. You are in free fall and I am not having it. It's time for a literal and metaphoric cold shower.
Wait, Josie, don't.
So back at the docks, it's a classic column. Where are Nico and Leo? Well, they're no longer under our employ. Check back behind me. Mr. Blossom doesn't like to be, Mr. Lodge doesn't like to be kept waiting. And it's just Reggie in a hat.
It's a mop and a hat.
Yep, the old trickaroo from the War of 1812. Well, we'll just do. Meanwhile, Dr. Curdle Jr., the highlight of the episode, he shows up. Part. This one took some digging. Clifford Blossom's wife requested that there be no autopsy on the hanging in the barn with the barrel of maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
But my father, Dr. Curdle Sr., was nothing if not a curious man.
The most competent man in Riverdale.
Betty says, so let me guess. He performed one anyway. There was some bruising around the esophagus. However, there was also tetrodotoxin in his bloodstream, otherwise known as pufferfish venom. Clifford Blossom may have already been dead when he hung himself from pufferfish venom. Meanwhile, Just Josie hung around at the Andrews house, gave Archie some lemon, ginger, and cayenne. Ugh. They didn't talk much last year.
Like Doc Brown, Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Wake up juice.
Yeah. Yeah, she says, even though we didn't talk much last year, I was like, okay.
Well, he starts hitting on her, basically. He's like, hey, if you're in the mood to hit things, she says. I'm like, where's this going? Kevin's dad boxes at the gym. Kevin's dad, old Kev's dad. We know him as Sheriff Keller.
Or Tom.
Yeah, the Sheriff Tom Keller. We know from the shot of Veronica catching him in the basement working out that gets pretty hard down there.
Hey, that tracks. That's like a character thing.
Yes.
They've kept that makes sense.
It's pretty hard down there.
Wow. Yeah, Chef Keller from season 1 is
a
workout enthusiast.
That's right. Yes, he is a workout enthusiast. So, since Archie's been back in Riverdale, he's got time to kill, but he's got to kill one last demon. Well, Hermione Lodge, you've left a paper trail. Your daughter caught. So, Daddy's Fizzle Rock Empire, you're a part of it, Mamacita. And I found out your father and Claudius were making drugs in the new prison, said Hermione, and at the Blossom Maple Factory. The quarantine was a smokescreen. He consolidated everything in the prison. Proof.
So, what? The whole quarantine thing was just to cover...
It's a smokescreen.
It was a ruse.
So they could move. They were moving.
They could move
changing his drug empire.
Yes. From location
He's never
to
had
location.
any trouble doing anything ever.
It also worked out that it was a season break.
Right.
So Betty goes and confronts Penelope that she poisoned him with Claudius.
Oh, dear auntie.
With the pufferfish venom.
Wait, do you grow those in your greenhouse too?
Yeah, tannis root, pufferfish venom. She's got an aquarium in there too. So, if you can pause to consider why I would have done what I've done, well, because you're a serial killer. The Red Dahlia. Finally, we get to the title. Let's call you. She's like, Clifford killed my son. Daryl was a Judas, Daryl Doyley from the old days. And Claudius, well, I'm surprised you're not thanking me for that, Betty. Because he caused your seizure. With his maple runoff.
So at this point, your theory wasn't completely wrong.
Yeah, we were on track.
Still involved the syrup.
Yeah, I felt like you were confirmed here.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of mapleness going
it was
on.
just coming through the
buckets,
the water
and barrels,
supply.
water supply, runoff.
Where we thought it was coming straight from the syrup bottle.
She's a herbalist, not a medical doctor. So Penelope doesn't know.
I couldn't tell you how many times I've said that. I'm an herbalist. Not
No
a
one's
medical
innocent
doctor.
in Crime Town or Noir Town. That's what we like to call it. In comes Kelly Ripa.
What are you doing in my room?
That's a good question. Here's another one. Why is a water inspector carrying a gun? I only want to talk, Miss Mulray.
Got her gun out. What are they doing in her room? She's a water inspector. Why do you have a gun? Well, how do you know my name? And you better drop that Glamourget egg.
A water inspector named Ms. Mulray.
Yes.
That Faye Dunaway from Chinatown is
Yeah.
Evelyn Mulray.
Yeah.
And the whole plot of Chinatown is about water rights and water specific.
This is why you come here.
Yep, we've done it.
So we can tell
Broke
you
the
all the
code.
Shakespeare. Yeah, I watched Chinatown this past
So
year.
there's lots of noir references. This was the most
Lots of noir references.
second most obvious noir reference.
Noir reference. He's like, Jughead's like, you're a health and sanitation inspector. Must pay quite a bit if you can afford a place at the 5 Seasons, which is how you're supposed to title things, RR SATs. Young women in town were having seizures from the water. What do you expect? Back at the clickety-clack, Jughead's typing up, why was Hiram faking water test reports? Well, we've got Minetta. We see Minetta and Hermione getting it on. We realize he's alive. He's been having an affair for months with Hermione.
Every time something like this comes up in Riverdale now, I'm a little disappointed if there's not a bet of cash.
Yeah, I can't even have sex unless I'm on a bet of cash now.
Cheryl has really ruined that for me.
Right. So Jughead's talking to his dad. And he's like, Dad, he's alive. Minetta's alive. It's like the two of them plotted to kill Hiram Lodge. They're going to finish the job and pin it on you tonight.
And I appreciated this scene so much because it's someone telling someone else important facts when they need to hear them.
Right. It wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a misunderstanding.
Yeah, like so many shows, and Riverdale in particular, like no one knows what the other person's doing. But it's like, whoa, this is important information. I got to tell Dad right away.
Okay, now this is the best part of this episode. I just want to tell you that
it's a tall order.
You will receive this screenshot.
Okay.
Okay, so we get a flashback in black and white to Jughead talking to Dr. Curdle Jr. And he says, and Dr. Curdle Jr. says, someone must have made a grave mistake. And Jughead says, save it, Junior. Save your freaking jokes, Junior. It was so good. I laughed for a while about that. It's like, look at his face.
He's not messing around.
He's so disgusted with that joke that Curdle Jr. has been on the show so much that he's making jokes.
What's that guy's Instagram handle? We gotta follow him.
Oh, we should.
Oh my gosh. Why are you on this? Why haven't you shared me Dr. Curdle Jr. Insta pics here? Oh.
Another day at the morgue, y'all.
That's right. Ugh. So he saw Minetta with Hermione up to some secret love shack up north. Anyway, heard them talking about setting FP up. It's like, well, guess what? FP reveals a big secret. He shot JR. He did it.
Okay.
She wanted it done. And he wanted revenge.
Which seems flimsy, but...
Do you really think, Jordan, he forgot about Riot Night?
I did, so...
He's been waiting for the perfect opportunity to get revenge. Then why would she appoint you sheriff? Because it would protect me. In case she got an itch to double cross me, I was protected. What about Tallboy? Maybe there's a way that I can solve both of our problems. When we first met... What? Who is even talking? Oh, Archie is now in Hiram's room. I was a kid. You taught me to use fear as a weapon. And for a while it worked. But it also hurt people. He's got a gun. Then after my father was shot by the Black Hood, you hired some stooge. Take another shot at him. In our house. Shot for shot. And he pulls the gun out and he's going to shoot Hiram. And sure enough, are you looking up Dr. Curdle Jr.? I'm calling you out.
His name is Nikolai.
Yes.
Witschel. WITSCHL.
Well, let's hear what he's posted first. What's he posting?
Well, I haven't gotten that far yet. I just found out who he
I'll
was.
go on. You find something good. Somebody else comes out in a black hood to shoot Hiram, and Archie shoots them.
So...
And that's just like nothing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, first of all, the hospital's completely empty.
Yeah.
You work in a hospital.
Gunshots are going
Can
on.
you walk up and down a hospital any hour of the day
Yes.
and there be no one anywhere?
Yes. I am constantly shooting and rehiring people. It's like a freaking ghost town in there.
So yeah, gunshots can go off, raising no alarm bells.
Yes, I can confirm.
But what happens to Archie? He goes there to kill Hiram, and he
changes his mind.
Why?
Because
From
the
where?
Black Hood came in. I don't know. Archie doesn't do anything that makes
no.
any
It's not
sense.
earned whatsoever.
No.
Okay, so
Important.
All right.
More
he's
important.
not on. I can't find an Instagram for him.
What?
But he is on Twitter, and he
Okay.
only has 59 followers.
Well, we're about to be number 60. Are you serious? He only has 59
We
followers.
gotta tweet him and tell him we're
Dr.
talking about
Colonel
him.
Jr.?
We're gonna tell him we're talking about
What's he doing?
his amazing performance.
You need to
Yeah, we need to.
We genuinely love this character.
send me that screenshot. I will tweet him a link to our podcast. Say how we rave about Dr. Colonel Jr.
We wait every episode for
my
Dr.
gosh,
Colonel Jr.
yeah.
to show up.
He's
and
the
are
best
so
part.
glad Dr. Colonel Sr. died.
And he should share our
Just
podcast.
so Junior could be on the show.
Oh yeah. We still want to hear quotes from Dr. Colonel Sr. that his son says, but we want them all delivered by this guy. Because I love that he's finally working in jokes. So you send that to me and we will work it in and we're going to blow up. Because this guy's 50.
Hey, that's more than we got. We got to work our way up to those influencers.
That's right.
Oh my God, you just messaged me that. Okay, so
So yes, the last 25 minutes of this episode has been, I wrote down as puttying over the plot holes. It's just like, that guy was in the mask for this one. It just seemed like, is there anything that's been left hanging? Just explain it.
Let's fix it now.
Yeah, okay, and then we're to the next thing. And it just seemed like so quick of wait, did I know that? Was he there? Oh, wait, that was explained. It just seemed like we're just resetting some of the old
That's true.
hanging plot lines.
So, hanging Nikos. So, we have now Alice works for the television company and she's got her camera there for Sheriff FP. And he's sitting there. He's going to make his statement. And we caught the man who shot your husband. It was Gerald Petite. That was his name. You were right. Gerald Petite. Seems that Hiram kept him alive in a secret cabin in the north. Where do you think that was?
Off of US 81.
Yes. To carry out odd jobs for him. If you want odd jobs done, you get a tall boy.
We even dressed him up like a bear one time.
Yeah.
To attack.
That would be funny if he was the guy that attacked Archie. It was just a tall boy. Bear costume. Just get more danger from the squirrel bag. And FP was forced to discharge his sidearm. And anyway, back at Lebanon. I'm not even going to try tie up that loose end. So back at Lebanon,
so we put more effort into this than the writers have to figure out how it all fits.
So Roger's talking.
We're happy with however it fits.
They could make a profit from the sale of this drug operation. So tonight they're going to break into the prison. What?
Yeah.
How much this episode could possibly left? They're going to be breaking into prison. Find the drugs, destroy them and the equipment.
I got to make a confession, guys.
What?
I stayed up till 3 a.m. last night watching Bad Boys 2.
It was on tonight. we were talking about that earlier. He came in here in my house.
I was like, oh, Bad Boys.
And I was like, Bad Boys 2 is on after this. Okay, so you can confirm or deny. Does this plot follow the plot of Bad Boys 2?
No,
it
doesn't.
What's he talking about?
There's drugs and there's a house, but that's about it.
Oh, I watched a little bit of Bad Boys.
The original
1.
Bad Boys, legit. I love that movie.
I'm Mike Lowry.
In my top 10 for sure.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Bad
Tay
Boys
Leone, Martin Lawrence. I'm Mike Lowry. What more do you want?
Endlessly, I could quote the movie from beginning
Right.
to end. Bad Boys 2, I swear I only saw it once.
Yeah,
Like it
People
was just
act like it was great, but the first one's the only good one.
yeah. So I just saw it. I was like, don't need that anymore in my life. So this is how much Riverdale affects my life. I'm like, it doesn't follow. I couldn't remember the plot. Flipping around channels. Oh no! At midnight last night, Bad Boys 2 till 3:30 a.m. from midnight till 3:30.
Man, doing the work,
Doing my research,
doing the work. It was that or read
and muttering, Reggie. What are
Reggie, you don't know what you're talking about. Go back to bar.
The movie ends with them like illegally going into Cuba.
Yeah.
And like storming this drug dealer's house, and to rescue Gabrielle Union, Marcus's sister.
It's Marcus's sister. So I assume that Will Smith was trying to get with her.
They had already gotten.
They'd already got,
but didn't want to tell him because they knew he overreacted.
Because he would totally overreact,
Right,
Martin.
right.
Yeah. Okay, this has become the Bad Boys.
There's a 3 coming, and we will cover it.
We're totally gonna cover it. Bad Boys 3. Get ready. I'm gonna have to brush up. It must be Bad Boys weekend because it's on all weekend.
That's that Riverdale bump. People want to know.
Riverdale bump.
We're gonna blow this.
That's what it
is.
is.
This is gonna be the biggest thing ever. The biggest threequel ever.
But the great thing is the look. Please. Reggie says that, and Veronica gives him a look like, what are you talking about? Whereas Veronica references movies all the time, but she would never reference Bad Boys 2.
No. Yeah, she's like, can you handle this heist?
You've never seen Bad Boys 2. Have you ever flown through the air whilst firing 2 guns?
Oh my. Can you handle this heist on your own, bad boy? She says to her.
And again, happens off screen.
Yeah.
The most exciting thing, Reggie single-handedly taking out a drug den during the commercial while we're out downloading Bumble.
So Archie and Veronica, what was their name together? Did they have a name?
Archie and Veronica?
Yeah.
Varchie.
That's it. Yeah.
I think we need to get on this whole Josie and Archie ship. We need a name for that. I'm telling you right now.
They did almost take a shower together.
RC.
I was thinking like McArch.
McArch?
Yeah, McCoy.
Wow, that's a reach. How about
wow, you shot him down.
It's just gonna be Jarchi or something. How about Jochi? Just Jochi. Just Jarchi. I don't know.
But we're going to have to come up with something.
It won't happen. He'll date that bear. He's going to date that bear. It's going to be Bearchi. Anyway, he confronts Veronica finally. Says, Reggie may have told you what happened at the speakeasy, where he was ripped on liquor, not just ripped on muscles. How he was acting like an ass, he says. She's, sorry that she ever thought for a second that he shot her dad. Well, I don't hate him anymore, Veronica. I mean, I went there to shoot him. But
in what world? Whatever.
But obviously, I got over it while I was there.
Again, he had an epiphany in like half a second that we were not privy to.
As long as I got to shoot someone.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to see you. So Archie goes to see him. And there's no reason they should keep fighting. And meanwhile, we see Raj burning everything in the drug stuff. And Betty's back at seeing Hannibal Hannibal Lecter. She found proof that she poisoned Clifford. Well, they're just product of their environment. Maybe not every murderer is guilty. I wonder, Betty, if one day you'll ever be able to see me in the same compassionate light. Meanwhile, Josie and
Hal is doing more to redeem his character than Archie is at this point.
That's true.
Meanwhile, just Jarchie are talking.
McArchie.
McArchie.
Oh. Well, how you feeling, Red?
Better.
Good.
Thank you for taking care of me, setting me straight.
Sometimes we all need a little tough love.
I was thinking about your advice, too. Doing something constructive. Do you think Mr. Keller would talk to me about boxing?
For sure he will.
And I was thinking maybe we could, I don't know, if you wanted to jam sometime or...
Like the old days?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. But you're singing back up. Okay.
Sometimes all we need is a little tough love. He says he really wants to double down on this. Do you really think that Mr. Keller would talk to me about boxing?
We're back on that.
And she's like, $100. And he says, maybe we could, I don't know, if you wanted to, jam sometime. I'm hoping in his garage because it's soundproof.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Absolutely. But he's got to sing back up. She's taking the lead.
Yeah, well, yeah, he has to sing back up, she says, because just Josie leads. Que hacitas, mija? We hear. I assume you're talking about the drugs, Veronica says, because she doesn't speak Spanish anymore. Only sings it.
She only knows the one song.
Hermione stammers, but I told you I had a buyer lined up. They paid in advance. Why'd you burn all that stuff? I used the cash from the sale to pay off Governor Dooley. You have no idea what you've just done.
Because I am terrible at crime, Mom.
Well, they know Hiram's mistress works for the sanitation department. This is Jughead telling Bacall. Or maybe this is Hermione. I can't tell. Long hair, black hair is all I can see. Betty told me about the runoff with the Fizzle Rocks, manufactured in the Blossom Maple Factory. Yeah, it's Hermione. You tried to finish the job in the hospital with Minetta and a sheriff-issued pistol to blame it on my dad. You knew that Hiram was responsible for your daughter's seizure. She says, except you're forgetting one thing. Hiram hired Tallboy to take shots at me from the balcony.
Oh, what a stretch.
That was last season.
Yeah.
And again, another thing we didn't know when it wasn't Hal Black Hood, we weren't sure who was who. So it's like, this guy. Yeah,
it's always Tallboy.
It's always Tallboy. Just go with that. So they got to keep each other's secrets. They're in a stalemate.
Once again, we have two characters making ridiculous promises.
Yeah. That'll never last. We got to talk about what to do with FP and his kid. She tells Minetta. And she shoots Minetta. It's going to be easy to get rid of a dead guy.
She shot him like 8 times.
Oh, yeah, he's dead. Minetta's dead. Back comes Bacall. Into the clickety-clack. The blue and gold. Jughead says, I assume you're here to find out who done it. Told him it was Tallboy. You don't want to know who really did it?
Forget it, Jughead. It's Riverdale.
And
play credits.
Much like 4 seconds before FP became sheriff in that last episode, I saw it coming. As this conversation's progressing, I'm like, oh, she's gonna say it. And I knew it was coming. Famous ending to Chinatown. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
It's Chinatown.
I was like, oh, it's coming. She's gonna say it. She said it.
What more could you want?
And then I thought, how have they not used that line before?
Yeah. I'm glad they waited this
as
long.
Many things as they reference, like that's the simplest crime noir reference to do.
So, it ended well. Nice noir quote for us. It's not Shakespeare, but it'll do. We did it, guys. Another episode of Riverdale in the books. Whew. Stick with us. We'll break down every episode. You'll wonder why you're not watching this. You're only listening to our recaps. Come back for more.
Episode titles. Anybody got one?
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
I didn't write anything down.
You didn't write anything down?
Oh. I wrote down...
I was too busy tweeting actors.
Oh,
yes.
Dr. Curdle Jr.
Yeah. I wrote down Little Seizure.
Little Seizure.
Subpar Regis.
You got to go with Little Seizures.
That's more thematically on point.
Yeah, Little Seizures. Sign us off there, Jordan.
I get one of those Han Readies at Little Seizure. From the farm.
You can get our Farmy t-shirts at
www.downwithkpp.com.
At the Twitters at the Ka-Pow Podcast.
It's really
and he's Jordan Lowe.
This is why we do 2 episodes, to make sure they stretch as long as humanly possible.
That's right.
We'll be back next time with probably just like a normal episode.
Yeah,
maybe.
We'll see.
So
maybe.
We don't know.
We'll see you then. My name, like you said, is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever. I mean it this time.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.
57 minutes.
Ooh. Boom!
So we would have had 2 hours in one.
That's how that's done.